Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Storm, and today I have another unboxing. And what I'm going to unbox today is just something I've had for a little while now. I've had this for a while, but I'm just not getting around to actually opening it up. And what I have here is, ta-da, another Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck Wave of Light. This is the second pure light-based structure deck that Konami has come out with. They had another one back in Japan called Surge of Radiance. For some strange reason, that did not come anywhere else. That was never released outside of Japan for some very odd reason, but which always made me a little sad because I thought the idea of having a light fairy-based deck was a cool idea. But for some reason, Konami decided not to release that one. Unfortunately, they skipped right over that one to the one after that to release internationally. But this time around, Wave of Light, right here, they decided to release this one. And again, like I said, this one's a little older. But how old is this actually? Was it this year this came out or last year? I don't know. I don't remember. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and open up. No, don't destroy it. Don't destroy it. Okay, this is gonna get destroyed. No, I don't want to destroy it. Come on now. Come on. You can do it. The glue is just pretty strong on this. Like I said, I'm not trying to... I'm trying not to destroy the box, but I'm gonna end up destroying it by trying to not destroy it. That sucks. Fuck. Ages 6 and up. Well, I want to keep the box. I want to keep a non-destroyed version of this box. Come on. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. There we go. It's still being looked up. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Complete destruction. That's what I like. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. That's not the first card. Okay, so, opening up. Of course, we have an instruction booklet here. A beginner's guide. You know what I just realized? They used to number these, actually. They used to... Well, actually, at least for the starter decks, the actual starter deck, not structure deck, but the actual start, like Yugi starter deck, Kappa starter deck, they used to number these, but they don't anymore, and that's just a beginner's guide. Yeah, just... Well, I already know how to play. Oh, Link Monsters. Okay, so this is recently. This is a recent one. This is... Oh, this is the game mat. Let's take a look at that for a second. Oh, that's cool. Wow, wow. Okay. Some of the monsters here. I have no idea who this is. This is the boss monster of the structure deck. No idea who he is. And someone else. No idea who this is. The names of the cards are all in the back of the box, but I'm going into this mostly blind. I read what it's... Oh. Also, on the back of it. Okay. This is okay, so this is another cool thing. So back in the earlier structure decks, they used to have a separate little pamphlet, a very small pamphlet that would actually teach you different strategies you could probably use with the with the deck, like cards to add or what certain combos you could use to make the deck worthwhile. And I was a little sad that they didn't do that anymore, but they started doing it again. But this time, just printing it on the back of the game mat. That's cool. Oh, and the deck list is right here as well. But like I said, we're gonna go into this little blind as possible. Oh, interesting. An ad for Duel Links, which I have played. I would not suggest it. Duel Links is kind of not very good in my opinion. It's a free to play game. You can get it on your phone or tablet or Steam. I was just against that game entirely. Honestly, free-to-play game, so of course they want to encourage you to spend real money on. Which I mean makes sense because I spend real money on this as well, you know. But it's just the way it's a free-to-play game. It's the way it operates. It's just not the best thing. Personally, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist is a much better game. The only thing about that game is that it doesn't support link monsters, but that aside, it's pretty much the best goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh! Game ever created. It really is. There we go. Just peel it. There we go. Actually, there we go. Just trying to get it out. The back of this? What is this? Nah, I don't worry about that. Anyway, so here are the cards, finally. And we're starting off with Eva, a level 1 light attribute fairy monster. 500 attack, 200 defense. Let's see. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other light fairy monsters from your field and or graveyard. Add the same number of level 2 or lower light fairy monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, except Eva. You can only use this effect of Eva once per turn. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think it probably depends on how good you are at recovery from banishment, or if banishment doesn't matter to you at all. Banishment is always one of those things that it's almost a death sentence if it happens to you. So unless this deck actually has a way to recover banished cards, or maybe you just don't care about banishment, I mean, that's not bad. That's what I figured this was. Sacred Arcanite Parshath. Level, was it 8, I think? Oops. Yeah, level 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, it is 9. Okay. Sacred Arcanite Parshath. I always love the Parshath cards. Those are my favorites. Level 9 light attribute fairy type monster. 2800 attack, 2300 defense. If you activate a counter trap, or if you negate the activation of a spell or trap card or monster effect, except during the damage step, you can banish 2 other fairy monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard. Special summon this card from the graveyard if it was there when you activate. If it was there when you activated or negated. Or hand, even if not. If this card attacks defense position monster, inflicts piercing battle damage. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add 1 Parshath card or 1 counter trap from your deck to your hand. Okay. Parshath cards have always been really cool to me. It's the fact like every last one of them has piercing, as well as being able to like add cards to your hand every time you inflict battle damage. Those are some of my favorites, honestly. Sometimes this deck actually is going to deal with banishment a lot, since this is the second card that actually has banishing a card as something of a card effect, as a strategy. Power Angel Valkyria, okay. Level 4 light attribute fairy type effect monster. 1800 attack, 1050 defense. Okay, that's interesting. Reminds me of what's it called? Not Magician's Valkyria, but Dunamis Dark Witch. That's what I'm thinking of. Which, despite the name, was actually a light monster. Let's see. If you negate the activation of a spell or trap card or monster effect, add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Power Angel Valkyria once per turn. Not bad. That can actually work pretty well. Again, depending on what the cards in this deck. And again, I'm guessing that considering these first 3 cards, banishment, effect negation is probably going to be the major theme of this deck. The Sanctum of Parshath. Continue spell card. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. This name... Oh, whoops. Focus the camera there. Okay. This card's name becomes the Sanctuary in the sky while on the field or in the graveyard. That's interesting. Fairy monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Set spells and traps cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in your graveyard. Place them on top of your deck in any order. That's really good. That's really good for this deck. I like that. Yeah. Rebirth of Parshath, continuous trap card. That's really cool. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, reveal one counter trap in your hand, then discard one card and pay 1,000 life points. Negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck. Then you can special summon one Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck. That's interesting. So let me look back at Sacred Arcanite Parshath for a second. You know what? This card effect actually does work for it too. There is no special summon clause on Sacred Arcanite Parshath. You know, this card cannot be special summoned or set. This card can only be normal summoned by, you know what I mean? Where was that? Cannot be normal summoned or set. Can only be special summoned by, you know, whatever effect. So, Rebirth the Parshath would work for it. That's good. Okay, so that's all the ultra rares, and now we're back to just commons. Minerva, Scholar of the Sky. Okay. Level 4 fairy monster, 1700 attack, 400 defense. Each time a counter trap card is activated, immediately after it resolves, this card gains 500 attack, and if it does, and the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, add one counter trap with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. So anytime a counter trap is activated, so that even includes your counter traps. And it gets 500 attack each time. It gains 500 attack, and according to this text here, that increase will always stick. So you could potentially give it 2200 attack fairly early. That's cool. Oh, shit. I wanted one of these. Neo Parshath the Sky Paladin. Level 7, light attribute, fairy type effect monster. 2300 attack, 2000 defense. Kind of a low attack value for a level 7 monster, but I think its effects make up for it, though. You can special summon this card from your hand by attributing one Air Knight Parshath. If this card attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw one card. While the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field and your life points are higher than your opponent's, this card gains attack and defense equal to the difference in life points. Neo Parshath has been a favorite of mine for years now, and I'm glad I have one now. Although it sucks it's not ultra rare. Which, you know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but I always love having the ultra rare cards. Hey, the original Parshath himself. Level 5. The fact that it's level 5 sucks, but again, its effect kind of counterbalances that. Level 5, light attribute, fairy type effect monster. 1900 attack, 1400 defense. If this card attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw one card. So, 1900 attack, but again, its effect is pretty good. It inflicts damage even when your opponent's monster is in defense mode, plus you can add a card to your hand if you do inflict battle damage. So, like, I kind of get that. Still. Meltiel, Sage of the Sky. Level 4, light attribute, fairy type of doll fairies. I don't know why I'm going through that. Doll light attribute, doll fairies. 600 attack, 1200 defense. Each time a counter trap card is activated, immediately after it resolves, gain 1,000 life points, and if you do, if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, destroy one card your opponent controls. Not bad. Again, this has to be a very counter trap heavy deck for that to actually be viable. Otherwise, it's useful, but probably it's gonna be like a one-off thing. No. Harvest Angel of Wisdom. I actually have an ultra rare of this, or a super rare rather. Okay, well, whatever. It's got to have a second, I guess. Harvest Angel of Wisdom is level 4. Let's see. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one counter trap in your graveyard and add it to your hand. 800 attack, 1000 defense. Not bad. Not bad card at all. Okay, so next card, Bountiful Artemis, level 4, 600 attack, 700 defense. Each time a counter trap card is activated, immediately after it resolves, draw one card. I'm noticing that some of these cards are, like, I mentioned the Surge of Radiance deck earlier, that didn't get released. That deck itself, the cards, of course, got released outside Japan, but I'm talking about that structure deck, Surge of Radiance, never got released outside Japan. You know, so, you know, it's an easy way to get certain cards that you want or need. But I'm noticing that some of these cards were in that deck, like Air Knight Parshath, Neo Parshath, the Sky Paladin. Excuse me, I think Neo Parshath was in that deck. Meltiel, Sage of the Sky, that was in that deck. Harvest Angel Wisdom was in that deck, and now so was Bountiful Artemis. Interesting. Leia the Liberator, this is another card that was in that deck. Level 4, 1400 attack, 1500 defense. Each time a counter trap card is activated immediately after it resolves, add 2 of your banished fairy monsters to your hand. Okay, so those earlier cards that dealt with banishing, so this is where Leia comes into play here, to get those banished cards back. Oh, a Pendulum Monster. Okay, this obviously wasn't in Surge of Radiance. Guiding Ariadne. Ariadne, I guess. Guiding Ariadne. Level 4, Light Attribute, Fairy type Pendulum Monster. 1700 attack, 800 defense, and a Pendulum Scale of 3. Let's see, its monster effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can reveal 3 counter traps from your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 for you to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. That's not bad. Pendulum Effect. Apply these effects. You do not play life points to activate counter trap cards. You do not discard to activate counter trap cards. Very good. That's actually really, really good for this deck. Depends what strategy you're using. Counter traps are counter traps are really very much valued because they can be activated in response to pretty much anything that's happening. And depending on the card itself, obviously, or something like Mirror Force is a counter trap that only activates when your opponent is attacking. Something like Magic Jammer or Seven Tools of the Bandit. Those are really old cards, but they still count, you know. Magic Jammer can be used to stop any spell card from activating. Seven Tools of the Bandit can be used to stop any trap card from activating. So, actually, now that I mentioned that, one of those cards in this deck, Guiding Ariadne stops you from, if it's played as a Pendulum Monster, it's a spell card, against its Pendulum effect, it stops you from having to pay life points or discard cards to activate counter traps. So I'm guessing Magic Jammer and Seven Tools of the Bandit are in this deck. I'm guessing. But I still wonder, are those cards even still good these days, though? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Probably not, actually. Actually, you know what? Seven Tools of the Bandit is probably more popular since all you're doing is paying 1,000 life points to activate it, but probably no one would want to play Magic Jammer because you have to get rid of a card to activate it. Archlord Christia, level 8, Light Attribute, Fairy type effect monster. 2800 attack, 2300 defense. If you have exactly 4 fairy monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, target 1 fairy monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Neither player can special summon monsters. I don't like that. If this face-up card would be sent from the field to the graveyard, place it on top of the deck instead. Not bad, I guess. It's not bad. It allows you to cover some cards from the grave, I guess, which is always a good thing. Oh, Splendid Venus. Very high level monsters in here. I'm wondering what the hell that other Pendulum monster is going to come into effect here. Them to play here. Splendid Venus is level 8. 2800 attack, 2400 defense. All non-fairy monsters lose 500 attack and defense. Oh, that's an okay effect. Not very good. It's okay. The activation and effects of spell trap cards activated on your field cannot be negated. Okay, that's very nice. That's actually very nice. First effect, reducing all non-fairy monsters attack and defense by 500 points. That's okay. That's really not something that's gonna. That's something that could very rarely clinch the game for you, but it's not nothing, so to speak. But the other effect, by keeping every spell trap card that you have from being stopped, from being negated or destroyed, or just negated, that's even better. That's a much better effect. Athena. A friend of mine used to have this card. He really loved it. Level 7, 2600 attack, 800 defense. If another fairy monster or monster is summoned, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send one face-up fairy monster you control to the graveyard, except Athena. Then target one fairy monster in your graveyard, except Athena. Special summon that target. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. You can use that effect to get rid of a weaker fairy and bring out a more powerful fairy, and then Athena's effect kicks in again. Its first effect to inflict burn damage. That's not bad. It's a 1-for-1, so you just getting rid of something you don't need or want right now for something more powerful, like say Splendid Venus or Archwell Christia or whatever it is. Even if it's like more powerful stat wise over some monster that just has a better effect that you need right now. Tethys, Goddess of Light. Level 4, level 5 rather. 2400 attack, 800 defense. When you draw a fairy monster or monsters, except during the damage step, you can reveal one of those monsters, draw one card. This card must be faced upon the field to activate and resolve this effect. I won't say that's a useless effect, but it's kind of risky since you're basically telling your opponent what card you have in your hand. It's not like say what else could it be, like what's it called, Summoner's Art. It's like Summoner's Art where you activate it and then put like say Blue Eyes or Dark Magician into your hand. You have to show your opponent that card so they know what you're putting in your hand. But like I feel this is a little worse though, because with something like Summoner's Art you're gonna use that monster immediately. But with this, like, I don't know. It seems like it could just ruin whatever strategy you're trying to work on right now immediately. I don't know. Again, it's not a nothing effect, but I feel it's a bit risky. Hecatrice, level 4, 1500 attack, 1100 defense. You can discard this card to the graveyard, add 1 Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen from your deck to your hand. The only reason you have this card actually have that, if that card is actually in this deck. Hopefully it is. Oh, Gillen level 4. Again, these are all light attribute fairy type monsters, so I'm not even going to go through that again. 1700 attack and 0 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle. If you take by any damage, destroy this face-up card. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a light fairy monster. So, I honestly say this is actually kind of a good card. It can be destroyed by battle, and it's a double tribute on top of that. The only problem, of course, is the fact that if you take any battle damage, you have to destroy it. Or any damage, period. So, like, effect damage or battle damage from, like, another monster or something. Or if the opponent's monster is stronger than Gillen and it attacks, inflicts damage to you that way, then its effect kicks in and then it destroys itself. I would still say this is something of a good card, though. If you can somehow get it to stay in the field for at least one more turn, and you contribute it to some of one of the more powerful fairies in the deck. So, not a bad card. That other effect just kind of... Well, the effect of destroying itself if you take battle damage, that's kind of needed because the fact that it can't be destroyed by battle, plus it's a double tributor, plus it has 1700 attack points, and it's level 4. So that's kind of... There has to be some sort of balancing act there. I get it. I get why, but it's unfortunate. Nova Summoner. Level 4, light attribute, 1400 attack, 800 defense. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 light fairy monster with 1500 attack or less from your deck. If the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can special summon 1 Air Knight Parshath instead. Not bad. I mean, if it gets destroyed, you can special summon another monster to the field, or again, Air Knight Parshath. So it's for this deck. That's a pretty good card. Ooh, Honest. Do I have this card? I think I might have this card already. I don't remember. I have to check. Honest, level 4, 1100 attack, 900 defense. This card, I like this card, but I also hate this card at the same time. During your main phase, you can return this face-up card from the field to the hand. During the damage step, when the light monster you control battles, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster it is battling until the end of this turn. So, well, okay, that was scary. My mistake. So, let's say you're using, I don't know, what's a light monster? Cyber Dragon. And it's battling, I don't know, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Let's just go as far-fetched as that. If your Cyber Dragon is whether your Cyber Dragon is attacking or it's being attacked, you can activate Honest in your hand as a hand trap. Cyber Dragon will gain 4,500 attack points since it's battling Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So it goes from 4,500, it jumps to 7,600. No, 6,600 attack points. immediately because of Honest's effect, and that's if it's attacking or if it is attacked. Honest, honestly, it's a very good card. I like this card. I don't think as good as it is. I don't recall ever being on the Forbidden Limited list, or maybe it was like limited. I don't think this was ever banned, but I don't remember it being limited or semi-limited. It probably was at one point, but I don't think it was ever outright banned. It probably missed. It probably like just missed the band, the bandwagon, so to speak, but just by the skin of its teeth, honestly. But it's a really good card. Okay. Herald of Orange Light, level 2. Oh, I forgot the tuna monster. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is a tuna. That must mean there's synchros in this deck. Hopefully, maybe. Herald of Orange Light, level 2, fairy type tuna monster. 300 attack, 500 defense. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can send this card and one other fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard and get the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Unless that effect unless that's a devastating effect, I don't think it's worth it. Herald of Orange Light. You get to send this card and another fairy in your hand to the graveyard. I don't think that's very much worth it. Like, unless your opponent is running Chaos Emperor Dragon or Buckluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, not worth it to me. Yeah, I figured. Herald of Green. I'll throw them probably in there. Herald of Green Light. Level 2, fairy type effect monster, 300 attack, 500 defense. When your opponent activates a spell card, quick effect, you can send this card and one of the fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard to get the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Again, I don't think it's worth it. And Purple Light. Level 2, 300 attack, 500 defense. Same thing, but with trap cards. Again, I don't think it's worth it. Let's see. Guiding Light. My damn arm's getting tired. Guiding Light. Level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. That's interesting. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one level 1 light monster in your graveyard, especially summon that target. So I guess that's for Eva from earlier in the deck. Different Dimension Sprite. Level 1, Fairy type Tuner, 0 attack, 100 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one face-up monster you control. If you summon this way, during your next standby phase, return the banished monster to the field. Well, it's a tuner. I think that's one thing I can think of. It's a tuner, so I guess that's the value in it. Special summon to the field, then either normal summon the monster that you can use to tune with it to synchro summon, or use whatever's already on the field to summon it. But outside of that, an okay card. It's okay. Nothing particularly special about it to me. Hane Water, level 1, another tuna monster, a 200 attack, 300 defense. Quick effect. You can discard this card. You take no effect damage this turn. That depends on your opponent's deck. That obviously that's very situational. Not saying it's a bad card, but yeah, it's kind of a bad card. It is. Sanctuary in the Sky. Field Spell. Battle damage to the control of a fairy monster from a battle involving that monster becomes 0. So basically, if you have a fairy, you take no battle damage. But then it can switch your opponent. That works both ways that way. Whoever has a fairy doesn't take any damage. But no fairy, even if this card's in the field, if you don't have any fairies, good luck. Just one in this deck? That's weird. I'll see if I have. I don't think I have another one. Do I have another one? I don't know. I'll see. I'll see what I can. There should at least be 2 in this deck. Cards from the Sky. Normal spell. Banish one light fairy monster in your hand, and if you do, draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon or conduct your battle phase the turn this card is you activate this card. Not terrible. But the fact that you can't do your battle phase, I guess you better hope you can attack anyway, for whatever reason. Celestial Transformation, that's interesting. Quick play spell. Is that the Herald of... what's it called? It's a ritual monster. Herald of something, I forgot what it's called. Celestial Transformation. Quick play spell. Special summon one fairy monster from your hand. That monster's attack is halved. Also, it is destroyed during the end phase. Well, that's probably good for synchro summoning. Just get a monster on the field to quickly synchro summon it and then get rid of it, or to even tribute summon. Calls like that. Not terrible. It depends on your strategy. If you're going to tribute summon it anyway, or synchro summon or exceed summon with it, that's probably what this card is for, really. But other than that, yeah. Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen. So this card is in this deck. Continuous spell card. Once per turn, you can special summon one fairy monster from your hand. You must control no monsters to activate and resolve this effect. That's a decent card. Nothing too special, but it's decent. For, again, to get two monsters out in the field, or even a much more powerful level 5 or 6 that you need. Ties of the Brethren. That's interesting. Normal spell. That's cool. Pay 2,000 life points, then target one level 4 or lower monster you control. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can add special summon monsters. Also, special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute, and level as that monster, but with different names from each other and that monster. You cannot connect to your battle phase the turn you activate this card. This seems something that's very much going to be used for either synchro summoning or exceed summoning or tribute summoning. You can't conduct your battle phase that turn, so why not just get rid of those 3 cards anyway, or 1 or 2 of those cards anyway. Not bad, I don't think. Decent card. Lot of Judgment. Yet another card that was in Surge of Radiance. So a lot of these cards are in Surge of Radiance. Normal Trap. If Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, discard 1 light monster to the graveyard. Apply one of the following effects. Look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card from their hand. Send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard. Not bad. It's pretty good. Send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard. It doesn't say target, so I'm confused as whether or not this card actually targets or not. Because if it targets, it could leave your opponent open to actually counter it, but if it doesn't, I'm not sure. Someone call your opponent controls to the graveyard? I'm not entirely sure about that. Miraculous Descent. Continuous Trap card. Okay, now I've got discontinuous traps here, finally. Target 1 of your banished fairy monsters. Special summon it. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. Okay, so basically call the Haunter for banished monsters. Alright, well. Synthetic Seraphim. Continuous Trap card. Let's see. It's cool artwork. Each time a counter trap card is activated, immediately after it resolves, special summon 1 Synthetic Seraphim token. Very light. Level 1. 300 attack, 300 defense. Yeah. Alright. Divine Punishment. Counter trap. When a spell, trap card, or a monster effect is activated, while the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, negate the activation if you do destroy it. Very good card. If you had Sanctuary in the Sky on the field, that is. Because, considering this deck, that's probably the good thing. Dark Bribe. Counter trap. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card, your opponent draws 1 card. Also negate the spell or trap activation if you do destroy it. Giving your opponent an extra card could be seen as kind of bad, but again, depending on what card you're trying to stop, you could look at it as being worth it. I'm half and half on it, I guess. I'm half and half on that. Oh, Solemn Warning. Counter trap. When a monster or monsters will be summoned, or when a spell or trap card or a monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons a monster or monsters, pay 2,000 life points to get that summon activation, and if you do, destroy it. Yeah, I kind of think this is better than Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment is like the original Solemn card. If anything at all happens, if your opponent does anything at all, Solemn Judgment just stops it by paying half of your life points. If your opponent activates a card effect, spell, trap, or monster card, or they summon a monster in any way, Solemn Judgment negates any of that. It destroys the card in question for half your life points. I think Solemn Warning here is a lot better, though. Like any spell, or trap card, or monster effect, pay 2,000 life points, and then... When was this supposed to... What was what... Something more. Yeah, this is still better to me. This is still better. It only works for summoning. It only works for cards that summon, but I think that's something that this is a lot better. Ultimate Providence, Counter Trap. That's cool. When a spell, a trap card, or monster effect is activated, discard the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap, and negate the activation if you do destroy it. I just hate giving up. I hate giving up cards. You know. This could work if you dump monsters into the graveyard, especially some of them back to the field. But I always say it depends on your strategy, and this deck kind of supports Ultimate Providence, I suppose. So I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing for this deck. Drastic Drop Off, Counter Trap. Is that green gadget? I think it is. Oh, that sucks. Green gadget. When your opponent adds a card or cards from their deck to their hand, including drawing, they must discard one of those cards. That's an okay effect, I guess. Recall, Counter Trap. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh yeah, okay. So that goblin apparently got gypped with a Pot of Generosity. Anyway, we better have Pot of Avarice. Let's see. When your opponent activates a monster effect, your opponent draws one card. Also negate the activation if you do destroy it. God damn it! I don't want to give my opponent any cards. Oh hey, the Synthetic Seraphim token. That's cool. Level 1 light attribute fairy type normal monster. It's a token, but 300 attack, 300 defense. This card can be used as a Synthetic Seraphim token, obviously. If used for another token, apply that token's name, type, attribute. That token's type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. Okay, obviously. So that's cool, having a token card there. So, that's the deck. Let me see for a second. You have the cards here. They're all out of order now. But, so, 5 ultra rares here. Eva, or Ava, however you want to pronounce it. Sacred Arknight Parshath. Get that out of the way. Power Angel Valkyria. The Sanctum of Parshath, I don't have space here. And Rebirth of Parshath. That's cool. 5 extra cards. That's cool. So, Wave of Light. Not a bad deck. I'd probably play around with this for a little while, I think. That's cool. Whoops. Nah, more space. Hey, how about that? Now you can see all 5 cards. Now you can see all 5 cards. You can barely see all 5 cards. But hey, there you are. That's right there. So, anyway, thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later.